So, very, very good morning, everyone. As we continue on our journey of understanding 9 gems of theta healing, honestly speaking, there are multiple gems. But this is what we found in our journey something very, very special. Last week, Richa spoke about heart song and she spoke about how it works. Today, we will understand it a little bit more in depth. What is it that actually dictates our life? Is that our relationship? Is that the money? Is that the career? Is that how much money you have made in the life? What dictates your relationship? Anyone? I believe our emotions dictates our relationship. How we feel emotionally about something, our perceptions, our actions are based on how emotionally we have felt about it. So emotion is no doubt being described as energy in motion. And anything requires to be in motion in life to move on. Otherwise, it becomes very, very stagnant. And the energy of stagnancy doesn't work. As there is the feeling of being stuck. And all emotions, no emotion is good or bad. They are what they are and how they are. Though our perception of life is that grief, sorrow, sadness is something which blocks me. We want to avoid it. We want to be away from sadness. We want to be away from grief and sorrow. Anything which is traumatic. We believe that I need to be out of this trauma. Otherwise, I'm very unhappy in life. So in our mindset, anything which I understand equivalent to pain, suffering, sacrificing, does give me grief, sorrow. There are times people even describe it as I'm crying from within. There are times our clients describe my soul is crying. Have you ever seen your soul? But you do feel it, right? You feel my soul is crying. हिंदी में भी हम बोलते हैं ना मेरी आत्मा रो रही है. But you don't even know where your atma is, but you do feel that I feel pain so much inside. And the only thing we even demand and ask is that, this pain goes away. That is the time, that's the only time I will be able to be happy again. But this is also very much an integral part of who we are, what we are. Because if somebody is sick and you are very happy about it, is that something which makes you a human or a robot? A robot can be programmed, human cannot be. Human do have all these different emotions, and that's what makes you human. So these emotions are not your enemy. They are your strength, including emotions of sorrow and grief. Whereas if somebody is unwell, somebody is in pain, that compassion, that kindness, we feel that grief, we feel sad about them. We don't feel happy about them. And many times unknowingly, we even pick up that sadness within us. But that sadness gives us the strength to say that God, like they come out of it. There is that compassion, there is that connection which goes out to them. I don't know how many of you had seen that movie Inside Out. Inside Out was a movie where they spoke about all the emotions and how those were the major pillars of life. And how the main character in the movie, that small girl, always wanted to be away from sadness because she always told sadness, you go, you go. Because you are there, I'm not able to live my life to the fullest. And to be able to realize it later, that the minute the sadness was missing, all the other buildings which were being constructed, beautiful palaces, everything was ruined. To feel that sadness for someone, that sadness gives you the thought process, I want to do something for the society. You set an intent, I want to be there for other people, I want to help them out. What is the best way I can be helpful to this person? That allows us to connect to people, to come from that place of empathy, compassion, love, care. So many virtues that we possess, it comes from that emotion. It's very important for us to understand that emotion in itself of sadness, grief, sorrow is not negative. It becomes negative for you when you choose to operate only from those emotions. There can be certain experiences and situations in life where you feel very sad about it. There is someone who died whom you really loved, and there is so much sorrow and grief. There is a feeling of there is a huge loss that you feel. Knowing it very well that in life we move on. But in spite of knowing this biggest truth of life, that whoever has been born, they are going to die one day, we are unable to accept that truth. And we hold on to that sorrow and grief. Now, this sorrow and grief, where does it get stored? In our physical body. Majority time in our lungs. Have you ever observed that when you are crying or you feel like crying, your breathing pattern changes? Your breathing suddenly, even if you are breathing, but if I'm crying, I'm like, but I don't know, I can't. We start talking like that. We become breathless. Like people who are crying, you're short of breath. We can't breathe properly. That much of oxygen is not even reaching your lungs. So obviously the first place where it attacks in a negative way is your lungs. Our lungs stores a lot of sorrow and grief. People who have lungs related problem is actually storing a lot of sorrow and grief. The second organ which gets damaged is definitely our heart. It obviously, like, it's there all over our body, but it's our heart. Because heart is pumping blood, and in our language, blood is equivalent to joy. You live with joy, with love, being able to receive love, being able to give love. If anytime I am not able to receive love or I feel being unloved by, I'm holding on to grudges, resentment, regrets, rejections, hatred, prejudices. I'm not able to give that love to people. More than anyone, it impacts my heart, because my front heart chakra is all about receiving love. My back heart chakra is all about being able to give love. And since I'm not able to do that, slowly and gradually, the heart blockages starts coming. So in the advanced Theta healing class, one of the powerful technique that we teach is being called heart song. What does heart song mean? Vianna has explained, Vianna Stibble is the founder of Theta Healing. She has explained how the entire universe functions. And if I have to split the universe based on at what frequency everything that exists in this universe. I'm so sorry, I just give me a minute. So sorry, there was Suddenly my computer shut off. So Vianna's table explains the entire universe based on the frequency at which we all vibrate. And based on that, she explains the entire universe as 7 planes of existence. That these are the 7 planes. They all are together here, including the crystal, including the plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human beings, ancestors which have died, our higher self, our angels, the multiple dimensions on the 5th plane, all the laws which exist on the 6th plane. And 7th plane is purely only the energy of love. There is nothing. So she says that on the 6th plane, there are multiple laws, including law of time, law of karma, law of laws and effect, cause and effect, law of velocity, law of electricity, law of beauty, law of compassion. There are multiple laws except for one law which is missing, which is the law of love. That is the energy of the 7th plane. When I move beyond the 6th plane and I connect to the energy of love, which is the purest form of energy, everything transforms. Because you are actually moving beyond the law of cause and effect and law of karma. If you stay in India, then the Indian rules are applicable to you. They are not applicable to me if I am not staying here. Wherever I am staying, those rules are applicable to me. So if I move my consciousness to the 7th plane, then the rule book here is not applicable. I can visualize and I can get my answers, solutions of the problems of my life from the understanding of the creator of all that is of the 7th plane. And those answers are very beautiful. It's completely non-judgmental. There is nothing which is a problem here because this energy can transform anything very clearly. So Vanna once identified that she had some heart problem. Her journey started with her cancer. So when she had identified that she had cancer and she went through multiple things, that was where accidentally she had found the technique of theta healing, the roadmap that she shows while we meditate. And in that roadmap, while doing that, you connect to the theta brain wave. In that theta brain wave, you connect to the energy of the 7th plane, of the pure energy of love, of creator of all that is, and you command there. You command things to change. She commanded her cancer to be gone, and her leg, which had shrunk, became normal instantly. She went for her scans, medical scans, and they identified that the cancer has gone. She doesn't have cancer anymore. And after that, she felt that she must do this procedure to others. And that's how theta healing became very, very big worldwide. Today, there are more than 130 plus countries where there are hundreds of practitioners and teachers who are spreading this message of theta healing and empowering the world with it. Because it helps you to identify limiting beliefs and patterns and to be able to change it. So after a few years of practice, she identified that there is a blockage in her heart. And our instant reaction is, God, why me again? Why? I don't deserve it. Why is it that I'm saying? But she's a person of commitment and she had committed to teach a class of intuitive anatomy. She continued with the same. So intuitive anatomy is one of our longest course. And there were people who were traveling and there was a troupe of musicians. She invited them home because they were traveling from other country. And they just started playing music. And in that moment, she started making a sound, not that they asked her to sing. She started making a sound. And she didn't realize how much time passed by. She's making a sound. She was connected to herself. There were tears flowing through her. And by the time when she felt very complete, very blissful, she had completed it. The miracle had already occurred. Her heart problem had disappeared. And post that, she got to know that this, by accidentally, had helped her to let go of her heart problem. Then she sat in the meditation and she taught and have written it in our advanced book, the entire procedure of heart song. So it is a procedure where we go using the roadmap of theta healing, connect to the theta brainwave, being in the energy of the seventh plane. We command to download a tone from the sixth plane, send it to somebody's heart, and we ask them to make a sound and release all the sorrow, grief stored inside. And when you release and you liberate yourself from the sorrow and the grief that is stored inside, sometimes you will be amazed to know, because there are times people say, but I don't have any sorrow, I don't have any grief. But when we guide people through this heart song, surprisingly, they just go to some memory and they don't realize why they are crying so much. And some of them are literally howling, crying, and they cry as if there is no tomorrow. There are multiple classes which have happened in Cesta by now. And we guide them in our advanced class through this heart song, all of them together. And multiple times during session, we guide them. Now, this is a process which helps you to liberate from that sorrow and grief. How does it help me? There are so many clients who have the blockages in that particular part. So the heart song obviously helps with the heart. But you can do the entire same technique for all the other organs as well. So whatever is the body part which is giving pain to you, which has the problem, you can connect them to that organ. We ideally choose first to connect them to heart, and once they have released a little bit from the heart, because our emotions have tied us. So once that is clear, then we take them gently to that body part. So some of the wonderful stories that I went through in my career, that really amazed me how beautifully it worked. So one of the clients, she was pretty young and she had 6.7 centimeters cyst. Doctors had asked her to go through surgery. The mother called up and the student also believed a lot because she even got trained with us. And she had learned theta healing with us. She had done even intuitive anatomy. So when this came, she said, Auntie, my reports have come. The CT scan shows this, but because I study in Boston, she was studying in MIT. She said, doctors are saying that whenever this pain will surface there, you will have to go for emergency surgery. So it is better that we get the surgery done here. So this is somewhere at evening 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, I received this phone. And they said, tomorrow we are going for MRI and doctors are planning to get it done by next week. I said, for sure, you come tomorrow and we will see. They came next day morning. And since it was in the ovary, she had multiple cysts, but one was very big, 6.7 centimeter cyst. We started our procedures. We guided her through the B technique. She went through that memory where in one of the relationships, she felt very betrayed. There was a lot of anger. So cyst is मैंने किस चीज की गांठ बांध ली, like I have tied it now. You did this to me, now I'll make sure I don't let you go. I'll remember that you have done something wrong to me. So now I tied it, it becomes a cyst in the body. Ovaries' function is to regenerate. So anything with a close relationship, when I feel there is a lot of anger stored, that anger can become a cyst. And I guided her through the heart song. And this was for the first time, the heart song. She was screaming. She's telling me, I want to throw the glass, I want to throw everything. And before that, when we started the session, since she was my student, I told her, I can see you got hurt in the relationship. She said, no, there is no relationship I got hurt. Everything is absolutely fine in my life. As she went through the layers of the B technique, she went through that memory. She could feel those emotions surging up. She cried it out. She screamed it out. And at one point, I felt, where is she getting energy to cry out so loudly? Because her parents were sitting outside, and I thought they must be thinking what's happening to our daughter inside. She cried. And after that session, we did certain downloads and all. Theta downloads, we gave it a closure. They went directly for MRI. There was no cyst. Absolutely clear. And doctors said there is, because the previous day, not even 24 hours, is showing 6.7 centimeter cyst. Doctors said there is only 0.03 cyst because it was the third day of her menstrual cycle. She is not the only client and only student. Our students do this heart song all the time, ovary song, heart song. Since I do a lot of proxy work, I remember one client, the family called me because the client was in the hospital. And they said, now doctors are pumping heart very badly. They said, like, we are left with only few last minutes. So the daughter called up, she was crying. And she said, can you please, they normally in their understanding, can you please healing? They don't understand there are a lot of tools which needs to be used. And since this person was my client and I had the permission, I'm sitting in the taxi and I'm getting the message from creator, do the heart song right now. And I'm thinking, like I said, there will be no one in the family whom I can say when doctor is saying the person is dying that, let us connect and do the heart song. Creator said, you don't have time. You do the heart song in his behalf. He has given you permission. I'm like, this taxi driver will freak out if I will just start crying and say, ah, and he'll be like, is there anything wrong with her? Said, don't argue, you don't have time. I said, I'll miss out my path also because I'll reach the destination in next 4 minutes. I have to show him to take a left turn. Creator said, no argument, do the heart song right now. I connected to the higher self. I took the permission from the family members. In my space, I did the heart song. I reached the destination in next 4 minutes, actually. And when I climbed up, and it was just a matter of 5 minutes. And I reached their home, and they said we had booked the tickets, but they just called up from the hospital. And they said, everything is under control. And that gentleman lived for 15 more years post that. So there are multiple stories, multiple experiences that I have gone through. Heart song is such an integral part of theta healing. Imagine how much sorrow and grief we all store. But what do we do when we are sad? We simply cry out, and we store more in our lungs and different parts of our organs. Because we do not know that there is a magical tool and a technique which can liberate us from that sorrow and grief. Now, not only that it impacts our health, what do? We pass it on to our next generations. Do you really pass on your sorrow and grief to your next generation? You do.
Yes.
Because that DNA you are sharing, what messages, and imagine the person who has taught a lot of sorrow and grief, what sort of belief systems they would have. Would they have the belief system, I'm so happy, life is so cool, life is happening? Or they would be, life is so bad, everything is wrong in my life, the world is a bad place to be. And there is sometimes, no, people have not even told them anything wrong, but they are so triggered that sorrow has come till here. So even something small triggers them and they start crying. And you don't understand that. Why are they crying? I didn't even tell them anything. But if we have stored so much of it, even a simple tap, and they feel so much pain. And then gradually we say, I don't have energy, I'm so tired, I'm so fatigued. Autoimmune disorders, our body goes for a toss. The stones in the body, kidney stones, there are multiple, every organ is getting impacted by it. The heart song is one tool which I realized was such a powerful tool given by her. You know, we don't store the sorrow and grief only from this lifetime. We store it from life after life. How does it get transferred? There are 3 soul molecules that we all have. So these 3 soul molecules, one is in our tailbone, one is in our heart, and one in our pineal gland. They store memories of the soul life after life. So even if not this lifetime, a lifetime that you lived probably 635 years before, and in that lifetime you felt that sadness, you are carrying it forward. You never liberated yourself from that. And then you are questioning that everything is fine in my life. Why am I not feeling joy? Why am I not happy? And then this quest of happiness begins. Our entire existence is based on what will make me happy, as per my understanding. And I think money will make me happy. Branded clothes will make me happy. Jewelry will make me happy. Eating a pizza will make me happy. Eating rasgulla will make me happy. Eating a cake will make me happy. Somebody will appreciate and say, you are looking so pretty. That will make me happy. People will praise me, appreciate me. That will make me happy. That doesn't make you happy or happiness. That is within you. And that happiness you are not able to experience because there is so many layers of sorrow, grief, sadness that is stored. Your multiple lifetimes, sorrow and grief is stored. Genetically, not your sadness, your parents' sadness, they're your grandparents, great grandparents, great grandparents, 7 generations, their sorrow and grief, you have taken it. And obviously, you are very vulnerable and susceptible to your environment. Unfortunately, everybody around you is also constantly crying and cribbing and complaining. How many people you know in your surrounding that's always happy and looking at life very, very happily. Things still happen, but they're still happy about it. This has happened. This is how we will go and we'll be fine. So much. And even after that, what are we doing about it? Nothing. So when I learned this heart song, I felt it was the biggest blessing. I do not know how many blessings I would have given to Vianna Stable to share this powerful, powerful tool with us. So though in the advanced class, as teachers, we are supposed to only teach you, at Cesta, we specially guide everyone through that heart song. We give them an opportunity to clear it because certain things you require to experience it. And we guide them through it. And when they release it, they suddenly realize how liberated they feel. They suddenly realize how the memories they have never even thought about it, those memories surface up and that emotions overpower them. So this heart song liberates you from so many of karmas as well. It not only helps you to have a healthier physical body, but healthier mental, emotional, spiritual self. It helps you with in every aspect of your life. Your relationship improves because now you don't get triggered by them. They don't remind you of your sadness. The other people, you are anchored in your own energies. And since you are anchored in your own energies, that is where you operate from that higher level of consciousness. And life just changes. But how, for every disease, we require to go to the right doctor and get the right treatment done. Here also, you require to gain those tools, because it's not that you will feel sad only once in your lifetime. It's not that the grief and the sorrow will be only once in your lifetime. You require to understand how to do that and help your own self to release that trauma, to release that sadness. So you remain in that higher energies. You are not susceptible and vulnerable. It is how we call in Hindi Raksha Kavach. Many times we read Atma Kavach, Raksha Kavach. It creates that beautiful energy for you. So before we proceed towards the downloads, anybody has any questions regarding this? Because there are hundreds of these cases to share. So I just shared two of them, because whether it is the uterus song that you do, whether it is the kidney song that you do, whether it is the heart song that you do, you just allow yourself to be free from that. So you need to make sure that rather than crying and programming yourself that there's so much sadness in my life, it's high time to realize that things can change and that we can be free from it. You feel very light after that. All of them feel very, very light once they have released it, and you ask them, how do you feel now? They feel very light. Many times they don't even know why they are crying. But that sadness just goes on coming. There are a few students who have learned it. I can see Vijaya here. Vijaya, would you like to share about any experience that you have had with the heart song?
Uh, the most prominent one, hi Sangeeta. So nice to see you.
Hi. Hi, good morning.
Yeah. And the most prominent one I can remember, there are two very important ones. And one of them where I didn't even expect it. I thought everything was so very clear. And now I have, moved forward in life after the tragedy which had happened in my life. But then during the heart song, without my knowing, I started crying, 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 crying. And by the end of the session, like I was on I was watching my weight also, because I had bloated up 20, 15 kgs after my husband's death. So I was watching my weight too every day. And it so happened that I lost 2.5 kgs that single session.
Wow.
One single session. And in another one, I just went to one of my past lives, and I was so reluctant to see that life, so very reluctant, so resistant. I didn't know where it was coming from, but you insisted that I do a heart song, and I said it's not coming, it's not coming, it's not coming. But ultimately, I ended up doing the heart song, and believe me, it just went off all that thing. Surfaced and went off. Yeah.
So probably
I know shift is there, lot of it.
She wouldn't even have realized, like, when she lost her husband. But there is a lot of insecurity, and that there are layers. So that's why the weight put on. And there is so much grief and sorrow. So as I said, like, it not only helps with a particular organ, but it's all over body. Every body part stores that trauma. And every body part stores that sadness. So heart song beautifully allows, and that's why just with one heart song, one session, she could experience 2.5 kgs going down. Practically, it's not possible, right? If someone will tell you in half an hour, you just make a sound and you will lose 2.5 kgs. Is there any other tool which can help you in half an hour to lose your 2.5 kgs? You can't. But imagine how strongly these emotions are trapped. So thank you so much, Vijaya, for sharing this with people. Anyone has any questions, you can ask me, you can ask Vijaya, or I can see all the students if there is any other student on the group who would like to share. Is there anyone who has any questions?
I would want to add here, like, we just hear it again and again, change your pattern, change your belief. You have to change. And we feel after listening that, हाँ समझ में आ गया, कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है. जब तक कि we go through that part of Cesta, Theta healing, where you undergo that, that tool is there, and then you go through it, then you understand वो क्या बोल रहे थे, सालों से मैं सुन रही थी कि belief change करो, वो करो, ये करो. कुछ नहीं समझ में आया था जब तक किया.
I mean, Vijaya, thank you for bringing that because that's very true. I hear from so many people saying, oh, but we attend Thursday Thought Clinic very regularly. But that is not same because you hearing it and you doing it is different. It's like me watching a TV show and I say, oh, I know how to make, but that doesn't feed your stomach. That doesn't help you. I see how the pizza was being made. That does not help you. You have to go through it. And as she rightly said, many times people come and say, but I don't have sorrow. And I insist, I said, no, you are going through it. You just keep on making the sound. I remember in one of our classes, somebody had come actually as a client. There was some emergency in the class and I was called there. Richa was taking the class. So I guided everybody through the heart song and I told her, you also please sit here and through the heart song. She said, but I have no problem. I said, and she was a foreigner. I said, it's okay, you don't have a problem, but it's an opportunity. Please go through it. Everyone stopped crying, including the person who had problem. But this lady suddenly remembered few of her miscarriages. And she said, but Sangeeta, I had never felt pain even then when I went through miscarriage. I don't know what happened during the heart song. She went on crying, crying for 1 hour. She is just not stopping. The tears are rolling and she is crying. Her face has become red. And she is constantly crying. She said, I couldn't understand. So much pain came in. So much pain. Where was this pain coming from? And all that pain that came, she released. And yeah, she also experienced when she called me when she went home. And exactly like Vijaya, she also said, Sangeeta, I've lost 3 kgs yesterday. I just came morning and suddenly, and I feel so happy from within, like suddenly things feel so different. It's something to experience, something to learn and empower, not something we just hear about it. So Pala had a question, can eyes, yes, Pala. Where does your tears flow in, Pala? From your eyes, right? So your yeah, eyes, it's, I mean, this is the window to the soul. There are times you see someone's eyes and you feel pain in their eyes. ऐसे उनकी आंख देखकर like लगता है कि there is so much pain, sorrow stored in their eyes. There are certain people whose eyes you see and that they feel like happy eyes. Some people, it feels intense pain and sorrow stored there. So obviously, like it does help through the eyes because eyes also have all those memories there. There was one more person who had asked, I can't see it. Can someone share and tell me? One sec. Yeah. Are you going to do offline sessions? Offline sessions, Shilpa, you stay very close to where I stay. You can always come here and you can always be here. People have this myth that only when we are in person it helps. Trust me, because we have been conducting this workshop from the time this COVID started. From that time onwards, we are doing, and they have experienced magical journey. Vijaya does not stay in Mumbai. She has been our graduate and master's student. She has finished her graduation and she's doing her master's. She came here only for past life regression. last year. Last year, she came for advanced past life regression, proxy work, planes of existence. These are the classes we do in person. Rest all the classes. And trust me, Shilpa, because you have the comfort of doing it from your place, your journey is fast forward. Because you do not have to plan a day out that, oh, I need to reach to this place. There are many of them who are like, say, for example, Pala wants to do, wants to do it from Singapore. Now she doesn't need to plan coming to here. And Cesta has done a special thing with our foundation course, which is all our foundation classes, which is a must as per the vianna stable before you go for any elective courses. So for all the foundation course, we give you excess 7 days practice rounds, including even Be Happy class, because this classes we teach you only techniques and tools. Now you know the tools, you know how to use them. And then online, that practicing, it works wonderfully well. There are so many students who have done our in-person class. They are repeating the class, because if you will just hear the list of what you learn in basic DNA to theta healing, you will be shocked. Because you'll be like, how is it practically possible for me to learn so much in 3 full days or 5 half days?
Yeah.
You not only learn how to scan body, I can scan you like an X-ray machine.
Oh.
I can scan what's there physically, what is the problem. I can scan what emotion caused you that. I can scan and ask what is the solution from the seventh plane. You can identify beliefs at all 4 levels. You do learn to do kinesiology, muscle testing. You know how to change beliefs at all 4 levels. You understand the process of digging, how to go to the root cause, the root belief. You will understand how to do the downloads that you guys hear every day. You will understand how to heal a broken bone. You will understand how to balance your chakras, the Kundalini awakening procedure that you know. You will understand how to clear psychic hooks, psychic attacks, curses, vows, oath, contract, commitment, promises, obligations, blessings which are blocking you. You will understand 7 planes. You will understand soulmate. You will understand how to manifest a soulmate or a relationship there in your life. How to do the manifestation technique. 2 different tools will be taught to you. You will understand how to not only pass healing, group healing. You will understand how to work with viruses, bacteria, then parasites, fungus, candida in the body, multiple personality disorder, how to change the faulty genetic structure, how to work with a coma case, how to balance the brain chemicals in the body.
Wow.
Then we activate your DNA. That's why it's called DNA 2. Your youth and vitality chromosomes, so all the toxicity goes out from you. And like much more, how implants, free floating memories, soul fragments, retrieval, energetic divorce. I mean, this is few of the tools which you are learning only in basic DNA 2 theta healing. Imagine how powerful you become, because these are the tools you get now to use it. So as Vijaya said, it's not about listening, it's about experiencing. As you proceed to the advanced class, it's continuation, because then you learn the heart song. You learn baby in the womb. You will learn how to heal the broken soul, connecting to your higher self, know your purpose of life, connect to your ancestor, get messages. You can send an angel to someone. You can bend time. There are thousands of downloads. There is so much more in every class that every class feels like we as teachers also repeat our classes. We still learn, we still go further. It's just amazing. We just wait till the next class is there. And like while teaching it also is so much fun because of that. You understand like even wavewords, pollens, possessions, you can program objects. Like everything in basic level, like this is insane, right? But that's what, so Shilpa, genuinely, like even if you do it online, powerful, because there are breakout rooms. You will be going in your breakout rooms. We come there, we guide you. You can call us. You're not getting disturbed there. In a one room, people are listening to each other's stories more than their own.
Oh, I see.
In breakout
Actually,
rooms, you can't.
I thought we wanted to feel the vibe of your aura of yours.
You will feel vibes. You will feel
Yeah.
vibes.
And
You
your aura,
ask,
you have so much to give, emanate. So I thought in
wait,
a physical format, it's
yeah. Shilpa, have you ever heard about Buddha and Mahavir Swami?
yes, of course.
For miles and miles, their aura had expanded.
Okay.
You can feel it. All the students who are on the group know it,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So you ask Vijay, like, you feel the presence, you know it. And
Mm.
that's why many of them, the minute they, like, her first sentence was, it's so good to see you.
Mm.
I don't need to be physically present there because there are
Mm.
7 bodies.
Mm.
So my body is connected to you.
Mm. Okay.
And that's why, like, it is very different. Like, you will feel it. So if you feel that vibrations, I don't, you will feel it.
Okay.
You will feel. Vijay, do you feel the vibrations during the class?
Yes, always, always.
You feel it, Shilpa. You have to experience it because you just know. And then sometimes they see you in the image. They are like, you were there guiding. This was there. Which I was holding her hand. Like you feel it. Feelings does not have the diameter and is not restricted to one room. Aura is
Mm.
not restricted to that.
Okay.
It just expands.
Mm. Mm.
You require to do it. And for you, even if you stay on Pedder Road, we are at Altamount Road, you can always choose to come here.
Okay.
I mean, our next class also, like we are doing Being You also. So there are 3, 4 students who are choosing to come here. They
Mm.
say like, ma'am, we would like to come home. And can we come to your place and do it? I said, sure. The rest of them are doing it online. So
Mm.
that option is always available to you. That's also fine. But take this step. Share this knowledge with maximum people. People are not even aware that there is something like heart song existing. There
Mm.
is something where we hold on to the pain and that impacts our lives. So you also become the part of generating that chain of positivity in the world. Unknowingly, you also become part to spread that positive energy. We don't think even once before forwarding a WhatsApp message, which is probably misleading, confusion, or has nothing to do with our life, how people were dancing there in Jamnagar and what is happening. Like, you have got nothing, or probably you may feel scarcity. Oh, I don't have, oh, they can do that. We do not think twice also before forwarding the message. But something which is good with people, will help people, we hesitate before sending. Will they understand? Will this happen? You do your job, you do your karma, as in Gita they have said. You do it automatically where it has to go, it reaches to the right person. Yeah. So, guys, let us do the downloads now. So, would you all like to know what it feels like to take the next step in life without being addicted to pain, sorrow, and grief? It is safe, it is okay, it is possible for you to connect to your own soul's energy, the energy of the soul, which represents only light and pure joy. You know how to operate with the energy of pure joy and reflect this energy in every aspect of your life. It is safe, it is possible. You know how to do that. Would you like to know what it feels like to move beyond the brain candy and beyond the judgment, connect to your own intuitive voice, the wisdom, and allow that wisdom to guide you, and you allow yourself to empower yourself with knowledge, and the knowledge becomes a bridge to connect to the wisdom that your soul has acquired through multiple lifetimes. Would you like to know that you are here to be the purest form of love? You know how to live your life with the purest energy of love. To spread this love, it is safe, it is possible. Be receptive of love. without considering any emotion as a negative. You allow yourself to be in flow and being in charge of your emotions. You know that it is completely possible to be in charge of your emotions. Into every cell, fiber, tissue, molecule of your body, every area of your life, at all the four level of your beliefs, for each one's highest and best, and the highest and best possible way for each one now. Please say yes, whoever wished to receive these feelings now and later while watching the video. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Creator, show me. Passing unconditional love, light, and healing to everyone. Just doing one more download. Would you like to know what it feels like to be the torch bearer and to know that how to let go of your victim mindset and have the growth mindset? Would you like to know how to spread the light and that it is completely possible for you to let go of the darkness in your thought process? You know what it feels like to show the light to others as well. It is completely safe and possible for you. Into every cell, fiber, tissue, molecule of your body, every area of your life, at all the four level of your beliefs, but each one's highest and best in the highest and best possible way for each one. Would you like to know how to live with bliss, being in complete peaceful state, and that it's completely possible? Say yes to receive these feelings. Allowing yourself to connect to your purpose of life. You know what it feels like to live your purpose of life, to tap into your divine timing, and it's completely possible to do it with a lot of joy. And you know how to invite and attract that. Please say yes to receive these feelings. Take 3 deep breaths in. And just ask yourself, what is the next step in my life? And whatever is the guidance that comes is the next step for you to move higher on the ladder. Just be connected to your own self and ask, what is the next step? Creator, guide me. And that message will come to you very, very clearly. As and when you feel fine, you can open your eyes and can come back to the room. How does everyone feel? What is this? You can verbalize.
Good. Yeah, I just, it feels very, very, I feel very comforted, and as if, there is someone looking after me. So you feel very, very supported and very, not alone, So that's the feeling I got, that, yes, if I do this, if I'm part of the bee or whatever, I will get my answers and I'll feel lighter.
Yes, so Shilpa, I was not there physically with you,
Yes.
but you still felt it, right?
True.
So
Yes.
that's how it works. You don't
Mm.
just let go of that belief that I have to be physically present
Okay.
to experience. Allow your consciousness to expand,
Mm.
to touch. Because then, even if we have an intention to reach out to millions, we can.
Mm.
But if I
True.
think that I need to be physically present to be there for each one, imagine how limited
Yeah.
it becomes. That vision, I cannot reach out to everyone physically.
Mhm.
But now with this tools, it's so much better, it's easier
Mm.
to reach out.
Yeah.
So let go of that myth that online doesn't, it does help, it does wonders
Okay. Okay.
because you are connected.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Chalo.
Uh,
Thank you everyone for joining. Lots of gratitude. We'll continue with our journey. Seeing you all next Thursday with one more gem of Theta healing. Sharing it, do share it with people, and do be the part of Cesta healing. Do tell people, share, send them also the YouTube channel. So more people are aware of it. Tell them to like, share, subscribe, so they are more aware of it. Thank you so much. Lots of
Thank
gratitude. We'll see
thank
you all next Thursday. Bye-bye.